This just in, Magic Key sales are back, as in today, and that includes the Inspire Key. Actually, right now, you can go to the Disneyland website, the Magic Key website, and there's a queue that you can get into right now and purchase a Magic Key while you watch this video. And we're going to talk about that next on Fresh Baked. Hi guys, David here with Fresh Baked, and we've got some breaking news for you, and that is that Magic Key sales are back. Disney has finally come to their senses, their financial senses, and restored the Magic Key program. Nobody saw this coming. There was no leak, there was no rumor, seemingly out of nowhere, right? Well, not exactly. Actually, I just finished writing a script yesterday about Disney's bad week. Was going to shoot it today. Bad quarterly report, stock prices took a tumble, and in that report, Disney CFO McCarthy said that she teased that Disney might bring back APs as part of a response to a possible recession. I predicted in that video that absolutely Disney was going to bring back Magic Keys, simply because there's too much money to be made selling them. Guess I have to I have to rewrite that script now. That video is going to come out probably tomorrow at this point. But getting back to the Magic Key sales news, they are back. Well, almost. According to Scott Gustin, the Enchant Key won't come back. Just the Inspire Key, the Believe Key, and the Imagine Key. Enchant Key will be eligible for renewal only, and I can't really, I guess I could guess. I couldn't say for sure why, but my guess is that they might be trying to tweak the reservation calendar, or I should say the blockout calendar for Enchant Keys. Anytime that there's sort of an anomaly or some weird behavior with the reservation calendar with Magic Keys, it usually has to do with enchants. For example, the most recent scenario is that in November, there are a bunch of Fridays that are all booked out, but not Saturdays, which is, I couldn't figure that out, but obviously those are Enchant Keys. Enchant Keys are eligible on Fridays, but not on Saturdays during November. But other than no Enchant Key sales, everything else looks to be about the same. Inspire Keys are selling for $15.99. Still get the 6-park reservations. The same 2-week stretch is blocked out during the upcoming holiday. 20% off merch and 15% off food. Free photo pass and 20% off Genie Plus. Believe is selling for $10.99. Get 6 reservations. Same blockout calendar. 50% off parking. 10% off food and merch. Free photo pass and 20% off Genie Plus. And then a Magic Key, which is selling for $4.49, gets 2 reservations, same blockout calendar, 10% off food and merch, 25% off parking, but only at Toy Story, and 20% off on Genie Plus. So this news, to me, is both surprising and not surprising. Surprising because there was no leak. Almost always, this kind of story, this kind of thing, we usually hear about it via a rumor of some kind, at least a day or two before. But this news broke the actual day of the launch of new sales. That is wild. That is unheard of to me, that they were able to keep this quiet right up until the sale date. But then, unsurprising, for the reasons mentioned before as well, basically Disney wants to make more money. In fact, this almost seems kind of desperate, and it feels like something of a knee-jerk reaction, a reaction to the quarterly report, to the stock price plunging, and to Disney feeling like they need to create more income. They need to underwrite the losses that they're taking right now on Disney Plus. Boosting Magic Key sales creates revenue where there wasn't any before. Therefore, they are able to offset some of the losses that they're still maintaining on Disney Plus. One of the reasons why there may not have been any leaks is because Disney didn't have any plans to sell annual passes anytime soon. All of my instincts, all of my best guesses suggested that Disney wasn't going to start selling passes again until 2023 after the holiday season, assuming that they didn't need annual passes during the holiday season. Guess we're rethinking that strategy. Walt Disney World, they're still not selling passes until 2023, but annual passes at Disneyland are a far different animal than they are at Walt Disney World. This has been long discussed. It could be argued that Disneyland needs annual passes much more than Walt Disney World does. Disneyland depends on annual passes to a much greater degree than Walt Disney World does. In fact, it's very possible that Disney was trying to test that idea over the past year, whether or not Disneyland really did need annual passes. Do they? Well, I guess we have our answer. They're back. Now, one thing that does surprise me, and it's something that leads me to believe that this was in fact a reactionary decision, something of an urgent decision on Disney's part, was the fact that there's basically no changes at all to the Magic Key program. I was fairly certain that one of the reasons why we hadn't heard from Disney regarding Magic Keys over the past year was that they were in the lab cooking up some sort of new Magic Key program, more in line with what they've been doing in terms of the precision, the strategic precision with how they price things with single day tickets, the flexible pricing and all that. I thought that they were trying to create a more defined program, one with more a la carte items, with more microtransactions. They were cooking something up that would be of a better situation for Disney that will allow them to make money in areas where they weren't possibly making money before. Instead, and actually much like the initial launch of Magic Keys back, in last August, it's the same program as before, which by itself, the original Magic Key program was pretty much the same program that we had before COVID with the annual pass program. They're all pretty much the same. And it's kind of shocking, really. They had a year or more, I think, to come up with a new program between the shutdown and the annual pass program to the Magic Key program. They had more than a year to come up with a program, a better program. And they had another year after the last sales of the Dream Key back in October. They had another year to come up with a new program that was more beneficial to Disney. But instead, we got the same one. And in both cases, the sales of these Magic Keys occurred much sooner than any of us were predicting. When they first became available back in August of 21, I thought that was way sooner than I was predicting the beginning of 22. Same thing now. I was predicting, and a lot of other people were predicting 23. Winter of 23. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm glad that the program hasn't changed because it's a pretty good deal for guests. I'm glad they're not more complex. I'm glad that they're not more Disney friendly. They're a pretty good value as is. They were a pretty good value before. They were a great value pre-COVID, a fantastic value. The Magic Key program in August, still a pretty good value. And this program still, even though it costs a little bit more, still a pretty good value. Other than the reservation system, of course, which I'm not a fan of, but otherwise, I think still a great value. So there you go, guys. Magic Key sales are back. Let us know your thoughts on this. Let us know. I'm sure the prospective Magic Key holders are happy that they're back. But I also want to hear from single day ticket holders, the family from Colorado. How do you feel about news that Magic Key sales are back? Inspire Key sales are back. Let us know how you feel about that. Then follow us on Instagram at _FreshBaked, on Twitter at FreshBakedDisney, that's fresh with no E, and on TikTok at FreshBakedDisney. If you like our show and want to show your support, please do consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/FreshBaked. Otherwise, thanks again for watching, everybody. We love you. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Fresh Baked. Man, it's wild. I'm still reeling from this. I finished shooting. It really makes me wonder if they have any idea what they're doing. Like, do they even know what they're doing? Is it so important to you to cover your butts? On the bottom line, you get shocked by this bad quarterly report, which we're going to get to. That video changed. Oh my God, you guys, it's hilarious. I'm writing the script the other night. I'm writing it, and I'm trying to, I'm like, oh my gosh, Disney's hurting. They're going to have to bring back annual passes. They're going to have to. I don't know how much a difference it would make. In terms of they made $20 billion last quarter. They made $20 billion. What impact would Magic Key sales have on that $20 billion? Some, I don't know. But, they're scrambling for money in some of the smallest places that you would imagine. I kind of feel bad. But this is what, a $160 billion company? That's what their market cap is right now? And they're just, Magic Key sales. Like, they made such a point. Of not selling them. They were just dug in. And you could tell that there's disdain. You could tell that there's disdain for annual pass holders. Again, something that we'll get into in that other video, but I'm sorry, I'm riffing now because I did that whole bit. I got all that stuff out, and the whole time, the whole time I'm shooting that, I'm just like, I want to. It's wild the timing. It's wild the timing. It's there's no. I cannot believe the whole point of not selling them was to try to see if they can't survive. They believe that they can survive on single day tickets. That has to be the case. This puts to bed any idea. I didn't. Oh my gosh. How do I get this back in there? This puts to bed any idea that Disney cares about the impact of Magic Keys on crowds. Okay, people want to think. People want to say that thank goodness they're not selling Magic Keys because they were doing that to keep the crowds at a minimum. They don't care. As soon give them any chance, any reason to to make more money, and they're going to take it. They don't. It was not some altruistic gesture on their part to stop selling to the family in Colorado or whatever. It was not some altruistic gesture to stop selling Magic Keys. They were. I feel like they were definitely trying to see if they could make it work without them, and they got their answer. And here we are. So rejoice, Magic Key holders, rejoice. I want Disney to be solvent. I want them to do well. I want them to succeed. I want the Disney company. I want Disneyland to be busy all the time, and for the Disney company to make money and everybody. But I want them to do it in a way that makes us feel valued and loved. That's all. That's all I want. You know what I mean? Like I'm not angry. I don't know. Just don't treat us like yield. Probably shaking my fist at the clouds, yelling at windmills, screaming into the void. But there you go. By the way, I hope you guys are watching this. I hope you're watching this riff. By the way, this actually is a very good sign. I think this is a very good sign that they might get rid of the reservation system someday. If only because if they're willing to change their mind on this, they might be willing to change their mind on some other things. There you go, guys. Respect.